Bossman show. We got the new coach, Syracuse, on down the ACC. They'll be coming to Georgia Tech at some point. Either we go up there, they come down here. Coach Adrian Autry. Coach Autry, how's it going to be the head man of the Cuse, man? Your alma mater, man.
It's unbelievable, man. It's a surreal feeling. I'm excited. Getting busy. I'm staying busy right now, but it's a dream come true.
I hear that, Coach. Now I'm gonna tell you, Coach Autry, my father was a coach, man. He's 83 years old. He's still trying to coach me to this day, man.
Once a coach, always a coach, right?
Yeah, they're right. So, man, ask you, after your playing career overseas, man, at what point did you want to get into this business and become a coach, man?
Once I finished playing overseas, I kind of wanted to get away from basketball and started my family, moved to the Washington, D.C. area. And I got two boys. So my oldest son, he was starting to kind of get into basketball. And then I decided to bring him up to visit Syracuse and just kind of show him, where dad played at and stuff like that. Because he always doubted me. He was like 7 or 8. He was like, you didn't play. So, I wanted to bring him up there. Now, when I came up and showed him around, got a chance to sit down and talk with Coach Boeheim and Mike Hopkins at the time, who was my teammate, who's coaching now at Washington. We just started talking, and they asked me what I was doing and things like that. And I said, I'm trying to figure it out, make a transition, trying to get into some business stuff. And they looked at me and said, you need to be in this. You need to be here. He was like, you need to be coaching. You need to be around kids, to be able to impact them. He was like, I think you'd be great. And that kind of started the ball rolling in my mind. And when I went back home, I stayed in contact with them, and they got me involved with a high school coach named Chuck Drizel at the time. His dad, Lefty Drizel, was a coach at Maryland. He was coaching high school at the time, so he let me assist and help out, volunteer. And then it just kind of started. Then it just took off from there. Like, it was almost like I got re-energized and kind of found my passion again, and it just took off from there.
No doubt. And Coach Autry, was funny you said that because my father talks about, like, I'm his only son, Coach Autry, but he said, I got over 10,000 sons.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's always going to a wedding, getting pictures of the babies, and, he always has him taking places. So I see from my father, been 83 years old, been coaching as long as he has, about the impact on kids. Because I know things that was funny, Coach Autry, you'll laugh at this. The things that my dad would tell me, it took Frankie Allen to tell me, Salzar to tell me, at Tennessee State, for it to stick in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't my father, but they told me the same exact stuff. Those guys told me years ago, and I'm almost 40 now. It still rings in my head now.
Oh, yeah. So my youngest son, he's actually going to go play next year at George Washington University for Chris Caputo. And the coaches tell him something, he'll come back and say, Dad, Coach said that. I said, who? He said, Coach said this. And I say, man, that sounds familiar. And we just kind of look at each other and start laughing a little bit. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's definitely how it was. And for you, Coach Autry, at what point did you decide in your head you was going to try to prepare to be the head coach? Because I know my father talked about, he was an assistant coach. He always in his mind thinking about how he would do things and the way his boss did things. So for you, how did you prepare yourself in your mind? Why you was associate head coach to become the head coach once Coach Boeheim retires and you get chosen?
When I started, all I was trying to do was and I've always had this, just to be the best, whatever my title was at the time, because I entered the business as a director of operations. So I was just trying to be the best director of operations. And then after that, once I got promoted, I wanted to be the best assistant coach to have an impact, not only on the program, but the young men that was a part of the program. So I never really got ahead of myself. But when I started really thinking about it, probably was about 7 to 8 years ago. I think organically it just came about. It was where I just felt like, hey, I think I'm ready to take that next step. And so I started, every game after that, I coached it. Every practice, I prepared it in my mind. So I was pretending and mimicking being a head coach. And every situation, I would pick coach's brain a lot about how did he come to a decision, or why did we do that? And so it really probably like 7 years ago, and I just started kind of formulating how I would do things, how I want my program to look. And each year I would take time and just kind of reassess And I then during the pandemic was when I really dove deep into it. A lot of time to myself, and I just kind of really got going and into leadership and all those things that that you do when you try to get prepared to be a leader.
No doubt, coach. And for you, Coach Autry, what's going to be the ideal orangeman for you going forward? What will be your program pillars that you have, the core values that you'll have every day that the young man has to accept? He wants to be a Syracuse Orangeman.
We talk about. It's funny you say that. We talk about things like being reliable. We talk about being respectful. We use the word, grit, every day, bringing energy. And then the last one is just really being the best teammate that you can be, not just on the court, but off the court, looking out for each other. And those are the four things that we really talk about every day as we go about our day. We can hit those four things, then that's, you can play for me and you can be a part of this program.
No doubt. And Coach Autry, just going from the Big East to the ACC, I know you was when it was three, the Big East at Syracuse was that. Now you're in the ACC. Tell me the difference between the two, because I feel like, man, I'm not glad you're in the conference, but I feel like you all don't belong. You spend the Big East, the old Big East. You know what I'm saying? So how different between these conferences, man, being in the ACC now versus being in the Big East?
Well, I think when we first made that transition, obviously I thought the style of play was a lot different. Obviously the competition was different. When we came out of the Big East, I think it was 2013, 2013, we came out of the Big East, and the Big East was still kind of, kind of rugged, physical, kind of more traditional. And once we got into the ACC, it was the first time we started seeing like big guys, like skilled, shooting the basketball, stepping out, shooting threes. So that was the biggest thing that kind of stuck out. And then as we kept going, you just started to see like the pace. It was a more open game, more athletic. And you had you can go small. There's just like a lot of versatility in that league. So I think the style of play that was the one thing that stood out to me the most when we made that transition. Just the way the game was played. Obviously the opponents were different, but the way the game was played.
No doubt, and I feel like this Coach Autry, man, like Syracuse. I knew you all from Big Monday as a kid. So it's a national brand because of Big Monday, that new Monday night at Big East game. So recruiting wise, being a national brand that you are. So with the portal now, is it easy to recruit guys more so being that guys know who you like my age who are not having kids who can say, hey, Syracuse was a big thing. It's still a big thing. So they help you recruiting to get guys to come up there and want to play because I feel like that name Syracuse rings a bell with basketball and being good.
It's funny you say that. It definitely helps. What the brand of Syracuse, like you said, is a national brand. So it really gets you in the door. But it's a lot of good schools out there. It's a lot of good coaches now. But it definitely helps you get your foot in the door, getting you a seat at the table. No doubt about that. And so that always helps, to be able to at least get a chance.
No doubt. And Coach, let me ask you this, man, about recruiting Atlanta, recruiting Georgia, about the talent down here, man, and how young men who come from our programs here in Georgia are pretty well skilled to be able to come in as freshmen and be guys who you can plug in and play because they've been trained so well, skilled so well down here in our programs we have here in Georgia, especially here in the Atlanta area.
Atlanta it's a couple of things that have changed since I've been coaching and playing, and I think Atlanta is like, and I'm probably get a little trouble like this, but I said Atlanta is like the new New York. Everybody is down there. It's so much talent, and everybody recruits, and everybody goes in there. I mean, the talent down there is just unbelievable. It's kind of like, you got so many schools down there, and there's so many schools in the region. So it's kind of really, you can kind of go in there and find your lane and find someone and kind of and get out. But it's such the talent has grown so much down there. I mean, every year it's just you probably got anywhere from 10 to 20 high majors, and then these other guys they continue they become high majors. So the talent is just unreal down there.
No doubt. And coach, you know, what I was talking about the talent is like, man, I remember guys like at my age play like Josh Smith, no dudes who was close to me, you know, I come from Mays High School, so Amir Durahim is somebody I've known for a long time. He got me by a couple of years, but you know, guys I know, you know what I'm saying? It's like all these talent down here, man. So for guys like yourself coming down here, man, like you said, you found your own lane, pick your own poison, and also guys want to leave here, which is lots of people don't want to leave Atlanta because the guys want to leave here and go show what they can do. And I love that about kids here. They want to go leave the state and show what they can do outside of the state. So that helps in going up north, man. We don't like cold. We're gonna do some playing time. We'll go up there and do what we gotta do, man. So it's like I said, it's New York. Everything down here, man, is so Bremen and the cities, all these things we got building down here in the cities, man. So yeah, coach, I love it, man. I hope some guys come listen to the interview out there. I will tell you, coach, quick story, coach. Guys have told me kids that come to K-Land schools coming on my show. Seriously, I had coaches tell me that. Seriously.
Okay.
Hey, I heard you on the Bossman show. I heard about this. Yeah, I went to play with this guy. So yeah, man, this show helps get you guys, coach.
Well, that's a good thing that I'm on here now, man. That might help me, man. You know,
and I'll help you too, coach. I like you, man. I'll help you too, man. I will help you too, man. Hey, look, I will help you too because I don't want to date you either, but I do remember seeing you play with my father.
Yeah, we have a nice alumni base down in Atlanta, nice little young alumni base, and so you know it's always fun when we go down and play Georgia Tech. I know they just hired Damon Stoudemire, so it'll be try to sneak one out every now and then. It's hard. You can't sneak them out though, man, because there's so many people down there.
You got there right, coach. Best guess, man. For you, man. Have you all kind of planned out your workouts for the spring yet with guys who haven't recruited yet? So how's it gonna go for you guys? Have you got on the court yet with the guys yet, man? Kind of prepare for spring workouts.
Yeah, we just finished up our first week last week. You know, really just kind of setting the tone. Going forward, you know, I call it, this is our install period. We just kind of really just introducing everybody to, you know, the little different changes that we're making, the little nuances and getting them ready and prepared. You know, we're trying to prepare for a summer trip. So we got some work to do. But right now, just, you know, I'm in the second week. I'm in the second week with our guys. So it's been good. They've been excited. They've been great. You know, we've been going, you know, early in the morning with some conditioning and getting on the court in the afternoon. So it's been really good so far.
Let me just Coach Autry for you. I know now I played ball from 04 to 08. So, you know, so let me ask you this. What has changed in your mind since I graduated in 08 to now for the game?
I mean, I think obviously the skill of these young players now, the shooting, you know, the athleticism, the speed, but just overall, I mean, but I would really say the shooting. You know, I mean, people shoot so far now. They shoot so well, and everybody can shoot and dribble and pass. I mean, the talent is just unbelievable. I mean, you're looking at, you're looking at some of these college games, and you look at right now in the college game, you know, on the other side of the Final Four, you know, it's players everywhere. So I mean, the game has just really grown, and we're in a really, really, really good space with the game, and again, talented players. You know, guys that, I mean, you're looking at a guy what's the guy out in I think he's French, 7'2", dribbling like better than guards and shooting threes. So I just think the overall skill level of every player on the court now is just grown.
I got two more for you, Coach. They're about Atlanta, man. So what is your favorite moment coaching here in Atlanta against a Georgia school?
You know what? I think anytime we can come out of Atlanta with a win is my favorite moment, man. So it's always tough to win on the road, and especially down there. Every come, like I said, we have a good contingency, good fan base down there. So the games are always pretty competitive. So every time I can get a win, man, I'm happy to get out of there.
Last one for you, Coach. We have a brimming industry of food here in the ATL. Where's your favorite place to eat when you come to town to recruit or play a game, man?
Man, it was years ago. Was it Gladys?
last night, chicken waffles over in Midtown.
That was years ago, and then I went to a steakhouse. I forget the name of the steakhouse, but it was unbelievable. God, I forgot the name of it. We went there. But it's so many good restaurants down there, man. I just pick one, man, and just go. I never get a bad meal in Atlanta, man. I really don't.
Well, Coach, I have a lot of sponsorships restaurants here in town, so I'm gonna get somebody get this interview. I'm gonna get your number, and when I got when you come to town, hit me up. I got hookups for you all over the city, man. They're my sponsors.
I'm gonna be down there in April, man. So I'll definitely hit you up, man.
All right, Coach, folks. It's Adrian Autry, new coach, Syracuse Orange, ACC. Hope to see him here at the Cambridge Pavilion. Playing Georgia Tech here next year, man. And I'm gonna say, I hope you get the win. Cause you my guy. I like you.
All right, my man. I appreciate it, JR.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Take care.